All right, mate. Alice here. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's definitely very interesting, and sometimes these are moon patterns. Um, you know, you can kind of just see here. This is a bit of a deviation here, but if this red 200 moving average can hold and price can somehow push back up, a lot of times this can moon. And I don't mean to draw it that much of a consolidation. But the line in the sand is the red 200 moving average. Above this, you can have the bullish bias, but if you break down below this, it's dangerous. Of course, um, it's just been a choppy mess the entire time. Like you've only had 2 days, 1 day, 2 day, and choppy mess, downside, choppy mess, downside, choppy mess, choppy mess. It's not been a good coin to trade, so you need to be very careful. And even this has been a bad or bad period to trade. This has all been a bad period to trade. Here, you basically had 1 day and 2 days, and that's 4 days in the entire history. Really, 4 decent days. Maybe you could count that as well, whatever. But this one was after a bearish engulfing candle, and it was a difficult one to trade, but it was above the white 100. So you've only had 4 or 5 decent days in the entire history here. So be prepared to get chopped up if you're going to buy this. Your timing would have to be impeccable, to catch any big move on it. It's been a choppy mess, and it's been a choppy mess because this is a range. This is forming a range, and don't get me wrong. When this range, when we kind of break out of this range, it's probably going to run fast and hard. But at this point, we don't have evidence that it's going to run. We have clues that because it's here and it's kind of in this little apex, it tried to break up, and the red 200 moving average needs to hold. You could actually say that in a way that maybe this could be a left shoulder, a head, and another right shoulder, and then price might want to move off on that, up to a potential target area is right up on here at about the $40 level. So we just don't have evidence of it moving yet. We don't have any volume. RSI is looking okay. RSI is looking, it's moving up. It's still slightly bearish here, but it's trying to be bullish here for maybe a pop up, and then it could maybe start running if this gets a pop like that. Like for example here, if we look at the RSI, when it did pop up like this, even this dip back down was still bullish in a way because it was holding. See where we're kind of holding. It is slightly more bullish, a little bit like what this was. And you can see that down here. So the dip here was a buy for a move up, and we're getting something similar here. This dip the buy for a move up? Well, if we come back and test, I was going to say if we come back and test the red 200 moving average, well, the thing is, you could probably buy this right now, to be fair, because we've had a daily stop hunt, right? So you could buy this right now with a stop below this green line. If it gets below the green line, then maybe wait and have a little bit of patience to see how it develops and sets up. Just trying to time this, like the 3 day is red, so I always say if you're buying on a 3 day, a red 3 day, it's a knife catch. You essentially want to do what it did back here, and you want to trade the new 3 day, and when the new 3 day flips green, that's when you want to get long, and that's because that's when it's not as much of a knife catch. Like this, you've let the bears play out, and then you want to get in on when the bulls are going to take control, and that way your money's not tied up. And essentially the risk reward is better. At least your capital management is probably better in taking less risks. The one thing that we do like here is it is a weekly stop hunt, right? This is a weekly stop hunt, so technically you can buy this with a stop below the weekly low. I would say that's probably 2.5 to 3% risk. So in theory, it is a buy because it's also a 2 week stop. Sorry, not a 2 week stop hunt, but a 2 week flip green, but a weekly stop hunt. And what did we say it was? A daily or a 3 day? Yeah, a daily stop hunt, and it's also green on the 2 week. So, you can attempt to buy this and see if it can run from here. You need to be careful, and of course, if it flips red, then it's probably not good to be in this yet. The thought process is that, when some of these flip green here and here, when some of these flip green, they can stay green, and even down here, but that's a fake candle. So to be honest, I don't really like it yet. This definitely needs to stay green on the 3-month as well. So keep an eye on that. I like the fact that it's basing like this. I just think it's going to be hard to actually time this, and there's no real evidence that it's going to just start pumping right now. I mean, the evidence could be there, and it's a bit of a punt, but to buy right now and put your stop below this, because I always do say, trade daily stop hunts, because they give good risk reward. So, you definitely can buy this with a stop below today's lows.